Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining us live for lesson 2 in Ducks and Chucks with our wonderful guest teacher, Alan Grant. It's a real treat having Alan with us for these 2 lessons. It's a real treat having you all with us. What a fun time we had on Tuesday. Excited for part 2 today. I've been looking forward to this since we wrapped up Tuesday's lesson 1. So I thank you all for making it such the fun gathering that has been. Very impressed with you all as well, with your engagement, responding to Alan's questions, asking your own questions. Please do keep that up. I see Brown's in the house. Hey, Brown, Patricia B, Vonnie, Verona, a number of other folks who are here. Maybe you're still, stretching out those fingers, but please do jump into the live chat. You can just say hi. Maybe you want to say where you're joining from or how the weather is. Just something to get the fingers going. Heck, tell me your favorite flavor of ice cream. I'll go first. Today, maybe mint chocolate chip. It's a hot day over here too. Maybe that mint chocolate chip would feel like things would help cool things down. Just a reminder, if you have any tech trouble, first thing to do, wait a second, see if things smooth themselves out. If Alan's voice or video gets choppy or something, it's just the tech gremlins crawling into the system somewhere. Usually they smooth themselves out. If they don't, you can refresh the web page, probably by clicking on a circular arrow you'll likely see at the top of your web page, or just close that. Close the web page and enter again from the email reminder, which I sent you recently today. There's also a backup link provided in that email reminder. It'll look something like that. And then lastly, you can click on the support widget, which you should see in the bottom left corner of the screen, or reply to any of the emails I send you from LearnBridge Online to reach me personally. That way I can help you out. We won't distract from the learning. So yeah, please don't leave anything about tech troubles below me in the live chat. Instead, do one of those things to either refresh the page or contact me privately. Well done to everyone for doing that well last time. George is here. Sunny Flanders. All right. Glad to have you with us, Andrew. Oh, boysenberry or pistachio. Well, now that you say those, I kind of want to change my choice. That's probably what I would choose if I went to a nice ice cream parlor. All right, I'm going to start the recording, and then I think we can get going. I know what we all came here for, not to hear me talking. So let's get to it, shall we? I see the wheel turning. So the recording should start momentarily. Maybe boysenberry. I would take that. Salted caramel. Another good answer from Pauline R. Here we go. The recording is active. Welcome back to the class. Everyone watching by replay, we're sad you couldn't be with us live, but you're very much part of this, and I'm hoping that you'll still be a very active learner. Alan will be asking all of us lots of questions, and just because you're in the future doesn't mean that you get to just sit back and relax. You got to get engaged, especially in the future. You probably know a lot more than we do. So yeah, please do stay involved. And yeah, about both these lessons, we'd love your feedback. I'll bring this up again at the end of the lesson. But yeah, we'd love to hear how you guys enjoy these lessons. I think we're ready to go. Thank you for your patience as we get started. I'm finding our teacher right now, and I'm going to call him on up to the stage. Please welcome him the best way you can figure out how. Here he is. Alan.
Okay.
Alan.
Yeah, hi everyone from New Zealand. Yeah, it's a bit cold here for ice cream. I probably wouldn't be my choice at the moment.
Fair enough. Maybe some hot cocoa or
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Pretty soon we'll be envious. I don't think those of us in the northern hemisphere have tired yet of the heat, but that day will come soon enough. Anyway, Alan, we came here for the bridge. Gosh, the feedback about lesson 1 on Tuesday has just been so positive. I really enjoyed it, and we have just such a nice group of learners here. So excited for lesson 2. why don't I turn it over to you so you could hop in right away, but I will be keeping an eye on the support desk, Alan, but if tech troubles rear their heads for you, any questions, just sing out my name. I'll turn on my camera and hop right back in here.
Thanks, Bajia. Yeah, hi, everyone. Just about to switch on my presentation. Here's my intro page. I'm going to pick up a little bit from what we did last time, but just before I get stuck into it, I'd be interested to know if you just in one word said if there's anything that those people who came here, were here last week, last Tuesday night, it was only a couple of nights ago, was there any one thing that you really remember from that you thought was worth a comment? I'd be interested if you want to type it in the messages. Yeah. I think we started last week looking at this hand, actually. So I'm just going to get that up while people are typing in a few things. Oh, yeah, thanks. I love the feedback. Thanks, Verona. It's great. Yeah, so you remember we were talking, started with a fairly simple hand with a ducking example, this one here. And if you remember last week, the idea was with a suit holding like this, if you want to keep an entry, imagine that the dummy over across the table there from you doesn't have any outside entries. If you want to make sure that you can enjoy 4 tricks from the suit, provided the suit breaks normally, 3-2, which is most of the time, 68% of the time. You can play the king first and then duck around, so you retain the ace as an entry to the other hand. Just a quick reminder of the very first thing we did last week. And what we didn't do cover last week, but I would have covered if we had a bit more time, is sometimes you don't actually have, you've only got one sure entry to the other hand. So imagine you're playing this suit, and maybe you're defending with this suit, and your partner's decided they're going to lead this suit of yours. Maybe you bid spades during the auction, and they lead the 9 of spades. Well, you can't expect to get the suit if you've got no outside entries by taking the ace, because you'll lose the lead and never get the lead back. So if they lead that and they know it's your suit and you encourage, and we're saying low-like encouragement because we're playing what we call reverse signal sometimes, and then the next time they lead the suit, we keep encouraging and duck it twice. So the third time they lead the suit, if the suit breaks 3-2, we can take the ace and 2 more tricks. We've established 3 tricks in the suit. Yeah, so there we go. So that's just another example of a situation where you need to duck not just once, but sometimes twice to retain the entry to the other hand. Sometimes it's not a good idea to hold up or to duck in no trumps. And here's a summary of a few examples when it's not a good idea to duck or hold up in no trumps. So if you don't take the first trick, you're not going to stop the suit. Well, you don't duck. You always make sure you get at least the lead once. Sometimes you don't duck because another suit is more dangerous than the one that was led. And sometimes when you, and we're going to be looking at an example of this in a moment, you can promote a second stopper by taking the trick. Maybe they've led the king and you've got ace jack 10, so you can put the ace on the king, and then the jack 10 represents another trick in the suit. You can promote a second stopper. Sometimes you just need to take the lead and make all your tricks. Sometimes it takes a bit of planning to think that through. We'll look at an example like that shortly. And when both opponents have more cards in the suit than you do, it's quite often not right to duck. So there we go. I'm going to switch to the this example here now, which we actually finished off last week. So this is the one that we began to, we covered the last hand we looked at last Tuesday night. I shouldn't say last week, this is last Tuesday night. And here we are in 3 no trumps. And you may remember, I'm just going to click on this so I can see all the hands. You may remember there's a weak 2 in spades, and West had led the 8 of spades, and we played low from the dummy, and Declarer played the 9 of spades. If we take the king now, when we lose the lead next, and it turns out we can't avoid losing the lead before we get our 9 tricks, they're just going to cash all the spade tricks and take us way down in our contract. So what we covered last week was if it went the 8 of spades, 3, and 9, we should duck. So when Declarer next plays a spade, we get the lead. Say, for example, they lead the ace of spades, and then another spade, we get the lead later, and by then West has run out of spades to lead them, which means that when we go to play this hand, we can cross to the dummy and can finesse the diamond into the non-danger hand, and that's called an avoidance play. We are finessing into the non-danger hand, because at that stage, after the 2 rounds of spades or more have gone, there's no way that West can get the lead easily across to their partner. So do you remember this hand from last week? There's a better way of playing it, which is what I wanted to show you. So if they lead the 8 of spades, anyone have any idea what the better way of playing it might be than what we did? There's a sort of a technical factor here. Pauline, you've got it there, Pauline. That's right. Very, very good. You've thought it through. So if we play the queen first, and I see, Andrew, you've thought that through too. If we play the queen first, then we're actually forced Declarer to take the ace. Otherwise, we're going to have 2 stoppers in spades. Remember that East's made a weak 2 bid in spades, so they're certain really to have the ace of spades. So they can't afford to duck the ace of spades now. By playing the queen first, we force them to take the ace of spades, and then we've got control of the suit later on. So this has the advantage of us being able to postpone our taking of the king another round. So they're going to continue the spades, and we can duck it another round, which gives us a bit more safety than what we had before. Because when they play a 3rd round and we take our king, we can be really confident that West doesn't have any more spades left. Even if on rare occasions I've seen, especially enthusiastic youth players, they will sometimes make a weak 2 on a 5-card suit. And that would have really caught us out if we hadn't played the way that I just suggested now. But obviously, in this case, they did only have 2 spades. So we were safe either way. So I'm going to discard a heart from the dummy. And then we go ahead and cross to the dummy. And lead the diamond for a finesse. And you notice the defender's ducked there. They're hoping to fool us really, or disrupt our communications. But we should just persist and lead the queen of diamonds. And this time they take the king. And they didn't have an easy exit because they don't have any spades left. At this point, if they were to switch to a heart, they give us a free trick. And also, if they switch to a club, they would pick up the club tricks for us as well, potentially. So they've just found a safe diamond exit so that we have to do all the work ourselves, which is the right thing to do on this hand. And it saves, it prevents us from making an over trick. So we're cashing our diamond winners. And now we can cross to the club, ace of clubs, another club. So there's still a club winner out. I haven't seen the queen, so we can lead a heart to our hand. And we might as well take the ace because I'm pretty sure that a queen of hearts has got to be on our left. Otherwise, East would have had more points than they should have had for a week 2. So there we go. We finished that hand, and you can see that was a slightly better way of playing it and avoiding the opponent's, being able to control the entries. So we took control of the entry when we flew out with the king on the 8 of spades lead. Okay. So I'm going to now look at a different kind of ducking example for declarer. I'm just going to go through the end of the auction here. So partner opened a diamond, we bid a heart. Partner rebid 2 clubs, we bid our hearts again. They raised to 3 and then 4 hearts. And the opponent's lead, the 8 of spades. So obviously we've got a weak holding in spades, but fortunately we've got trumps to control spades. So just doing a bit of planning here, I'm going to just show you the hands for a moment. I don't know, there's a bug there. It didn't come out properly. Let me go back to the beginning. Okay, so they did the king of spades. Sorry, there's a bug in the presentation there. There we go. So they led the king of spades, and obviously they're not they weren't keen to continue the. If you look at it from this defender's point of view, they weren't keen to continue spades because they could see we could trump it in the dummy. It might help our cause. So what they did is that they switched to a club, hoping that their partner had something in clubs because they could see the dummy. Okay. So at this point, I'm just going to hide these stressed hands and ask you to think about planning the play. So I think we'll all agree we'll just let that club come round to our king. What do you think we should do next? So let the club come round to our king. You take the king, yeah. Right. Andrew, you're really onto it there by this looks of it. I see Pauline suggested roughing a spade. Well, I suppose we could do that. It's somewhat risky to do that because we have to rough 2 spades to eliminate those losers. And that could be a bit frustrating because we've got a good source of tricks and diamonds. There's lots of diamonds we can get tricks from. But the danger is if we could draw trumps. I see Brown, you suggested drawing trumps. if we sort of drew trumps and took the ace and the king and another trump and got rid of the trumps, we've got no more trumps left, and we've exposed ourselves to 2 spade losers. I can show you how that works if you like. I suppose so. It goes king of clubs, and if we were to go king, trump, and then we lose a trump, there's nothing stopping them cashing 2 spades against us and defeating our contract, because we've already lost 2 tricks. So that's obviously not the way to go. So I'm going to go back. There's an easy solution to this, and it's another example of a ducking play, and that is, we just look at it from Lord South's perspective here. If we lead a trump and just duck it, suppose we lead the 5 of hearts and just play a low one. East will play the queen. They can't hurt us by leading a spade now, because we can trump it in the dummy. And the next time we get the lead, we'll be able to draw the trumps and enjoy our diamond tricks. Make it quite easily after that. So suppose, say for example, after winning the trump, they were to say force us to trump in the dummy, or we can start to draw the trumps. We can use the diamond to get back to our hand, draw the last trump, and because we ducked a trump, we've got the top 2. We're all safe now, and we can enjoy our diamond tricks because we've drawn all the trumps, and they can't prevent us from making our diamond tricks because all the trumps are gone. And as you can see, we can throw out our loser, and we don't have any more losers left. So we make our last 2 trumps. And an over trick. So there's an example of when you're playing in a suit contract, and when it can be a useful technique to duck a trump so that you've still got control of the top ones to draw the trumps at the next stage, and you've got a small trump left in the dummy to control if they were to continue attacking their strong suit. So that's another example of a ducking play. I'm just going to skip back to the PowerPoint now, just to summarize. When you shouldn't, thinking back to no trump contracts, there's some reasons here why you shouldn't hold up or duck in a no trump contract. So we're going to look at an example for that now. We're going to look at is this example here. Yeah. So I'm going to go back to this hand here. So It's a bit of a complicated auction there. Partners opened a spade. We went 2 clubs. They went 2 diamonds. We raised the diamonds. They bid 3 hearts, which is actually the 4th suit, and that we're playing 4th suit forcing. So I decided that 3 trumps was the obvious potential game here when they made that forcing 3 heart bid. And so I got to play it in 3 no trumps. And I'm going to go back, sorry. And they're going to lead the King of Hearts against our 3 no trumps. This is the situation that we have here. So they lead the King of Hearts against our 3 no trumps. This is an example of a hand where maybe you change your tactics. So what are we going to do on the King of Hearts lead here in the south hand? I want you to tell me what would play on the King of Hearts. And if you like, make a quick comment why. I'm just waiting for some others to type. Thanks for your answers, Andrew and Pauline. Okay. Valerie, thanks for your answers. Okay. I see someone still putting their ideas in. So the thing about this is, if we duck this heart, then and then later on lose a lead to east, suppose they switch, they get the feeling that we were ducking when we had ace jack. If we duck this now and later on east gets the lead and needs a heart through, we only have 1 stopper. But we can guarantee 2 stoppers in hearts by just simply putting the ace on the king. And then later on, they can play the queen, but our jack or our 10 would be winning the 3rd round of hearts. So this is a situation where it's best, in this situation, best to take the ace because it promotes a 2nd stopper in the heart suit for sure. So as you can see now, they can cash the queen, but it will promote a 2nd stopper in the heart suit. So having won that, I'm going to develop my diamond tricks. I'm going to finesse the queen, and he's going to take the king. And they're going to lead another heart to their partner. And West thinks that it's a good thing to get rid of my heart stoppers. So they've got 2 heart winners all ready to go. He's got a whole pile of spades. They think they can afford to throw one away. And so we got to this situation here. So we've won 2 heart tricks, and we've got some diamonds set up here. Hopefully if they break, we've got 3 diamond tricks there. So we've still got quite a lot of work to do to make our 3 no trumps. And I'm just going to put it out there. I don't think it's possible for us to make our 3 no trumps unless the king of clubs is in the east hand. Because if West has the king of clubs, they're surely going to cache heart tricks and defeat us. So we have to play for East to have the king of clubs in order to attempt to make our 9 tricks. So I'm going to test the diamonds to hide the east-west hands again. So the diamonds break, so the jack and the 9 of diamonds are winners. So I gave you a bit of a clue in my little comment before. What do we play next? What's the next card we play? Yeah, Linda and Patricia, Pauline. Oh yeah, everyone. I think maybe I gave the game away by making the earlier comment. But anyway, obviously people were listening. I'm very pleased about that. Yeah, that's right. So the Queen of Clubs is the card to play here, because we have to play East for the King. So hopefully if we play the Queen, if East were to cover it with the King, we'll be all home. So, we've got lots of tricks and clubs then. So I'm suspecting that we'll play the Queen and hoping East does have the King, but I think it's very unlikely that they would cover it. It would be a big mistake because they just play low on the club here and they can see we can't repeat the finesse. So we get back to this situation here. So as someone, who was it? Andrew, yes, he said, yeah, that was good. You're good thinking ahead there, Andrew, because we can play we have an entry in diamonds by playing so we can get back to our hand, to the ace of clubs with diamonds. So East's not going to unguard their king of clubs. They're going to keep that guarded. And we let a diamond to our 9. And this hand doesn't really care about clubs, so they're going to discard 1. And so we get to this situation. And this is interesting. We've got 8 tricks now. And if we play the ace of clubs, it's quite safe because we know the king of clubs is with East. So we get to this situation here. And so now we can play the jack of clubs and it'll put East on lead. Now you may remember that we played out all the diamonds, and you may remember also, do you remember that East had run out of hearts? So you saw the hand, so pretty easy guess. What does East have left? They have the king of clubs left, and what other cards has East got left? That's right, they've only got spades left. That's quite right, apart from the king of clubs. Well, if they could, in theory, have another club left, I suppose. But that would be good because they couldn't exit with that without giving us a trick. So we're going to put them in with their king of clubs. And they win their king of clubs. And so now you can see all 4 hands. But it wouldn't matter if you didn't. They're going to lead the king of spades. And it would look like this. What should we play now? Yes, that's right. We just simply duck it because we worked out that East only had spades left. So they're going to have to give us give the dummy 2 tricks. They're in played, in fact, in spades. So when we play the 8 of spades, you can see they've only got the Queen 9 left, and they have to lead into the Ace Jack. So that was very nice, wasn't it? We make the 9 tricks for our contract. And we've just executed an end play on East to make that somewhat fragile 3 no trump contract. Yeah, that's right. In the ducking lesson, it's easier to duck. But remember, there's a bit of a lesson in the beginning of this hand, and that was not to duck the first trick, because it promoted a second heart trick. Anyway, so that was good fun, I think. I hope you enjoyed that one. Yep. So I'm going to go now to another hand. Let's see. Oh, yes. We're going to move on to a slightly different topic here. Which one was it? Just let me have a look. I'm just making sure I've got the right one coming up. Yeah. Yep. Okay. It's this. Just bear with me a moment. So we're going to go to that hand there. Okay. There we go. And we're going to look at a slightly different auction and a different kind of situation. And we can move on to the second part of the interesting hands here, and looking at the chucking aspect, or the unblocking aspect of a hand. And this is quite an interesting hand. So West has led the 10 of hearts. We don't have much choice. We're in 3 no trumps. We don't have much choice. And that heart lead was really unfriendly, actually, wasn't it? Because you notice the real problem with this heart lead? We can't help but win the Queen. What's really frustrating about this heart lead? What do you reckon? I'd be interested to think why I'm saying that heart lead was really unfriendly. Yeah, I think Pauline can see it. So let's put it another way. If they'd led, if West had led any other card, yeah, look, I think, Linda, you got the idea there. That's right. If West had led anything but a heart, we could just cash the Ace King of clubs, and then cross to our Ace King Queen of hearts, and then cash the rest of the tricks. And the Ace of diamonds would be 9 tricks. We'd have 3 no trumps easily. But now we have a bit of a problem. We can't cash our 5 club tricks without, we don't have any way back into our hand. We've actually disconnected from our club winners in hand. We've got a way of getting to the dummy, but no way of getting our club winners in our hand, by playing on clubs. Anyone have any brilliant ideas about how to avoid this blockage? You see it, do you, Andrew? I think I think you seem to have some sharp ideas. I'm not surprised. Linda, yeah, well, that's good. You've got it too. So the Ace King of clubs are actually a problem, aren't they? if we could get rid of them, we could enjoy 5 club tricks, because we've got all the other ones. So why don't we just discard the ace king of clubs? Then we've got 9 tricks. I mean, discard them on the hearts. What are we going to play now? Yeah, ace or king doesn't matter. And then another heart. And we discard the other one. And now there's no impediment to our cashing our 5 club tricks and taking the ace of diamonds to make the 9 tricks we need for our contract. We got rid of that unfortunate ace king of clubs. Let's go back. Discard that. So it doesn't really matter too much what I discard here, because we're really just running for home for our tricks. The opponents had to discard very carefully to avoid giving us an over trick here, by the way. But they, the way I've set this up, they did do that correctly. So they've got their heart winner. So there we go. And now they're going to cash their top 2 spades. But we made our contract. So there's an example of a chucking play, so to speak. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to go and look at another example now. It's another 3-note trump example. And I just have to bring that up. Yeah, this is this one, yeah. Okay, I haven't programmed the card player on this. There's a little technical glitch with it. But what's happening is that East's going to lead. They're playing 4th highest. West is going to lead the 3 of clubs against our 3-note trumps. And East is going to take the ace of clubs. And because their partner did a low one, they're hoping their partner's got a good holding in clubs, so they take the queen of clubs. We have to find a discard in the dummy. I think a heart. And then they're going to take their 4 of clubs. So they're going to lead to their partner's king. And we have to discard another heart. We want to keep the spades in the dummy. We don't know that they're not 3-3. And then finally, West continues with another club. Well, we want to keep the ace king of hearts, and our diamond tricks are important for us potentially to make our contract. So I'm going to discard a spade, and East, I'm not sure what do you think East should discard on this club? There you are. There's a good question. What do you think East should discard on this club? Two of spades. It's one idea. A heart. Linda, yeah. I like people who are offering you suggestions. It's really interesting to see. Yeah. A heart looks safe, doesn't it? Verona, Andrew reckons a heart. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Well, let's imagine that declarer did discard a heart. Oh, sorry, that East did discard a heart on this one. And then we win our jack of clubs. Now, given that we're a somewhat expert declarer, we know now that West has a club winner. So we want to avoid getting West and letting West get the lead at all cost. So there's a kind of clever play we can make here, which might, it's a ducking play, which might actually save us from letting West get into the lead and cash their club, which would set our contract. Because if West gets the lead, they can cash out of clubs, which is their fifth trick for their side after we've lost a diamond, and it will set our contract by one. We will not make our 3-no trumps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross to a spade. I'll show you how this works. Because what I'm angling for is trying to avoid losing a diamond lead to the West hand. And an expert would play it this way. So East plays a small diamond. And we don't want to play the 9 or the 3 here because West will get in and cash their club trick. So I'm going to play the ace. And then I'm going to cross to dummy again. And lead another diamond towards the king 9-3. And unfortunately for East, they have to play the queen. And because I'm a sort of slightly clever declarer and had thought through this in advance, I realized that I can duck this and it'll prevent West from getting on the lead. And I will still have my 2 diamond tricks to make the 9 tricks I need for my contract. See how that works? Let's go back one. Back 2. So cross to dummy, lead the diamond. East has to play the queen. So that's the situation we're in. So what card do we play? If we're an expert? You'll all be experts at the end of this, won't you? Doesn't really matter which diamond you play as long as it's not the king. Because if you play the king, you're going to lose to the jack and you're down. But if you duck this, you've got 2 diamond tricks after it. Good. I'm pleased everyone's got that. So West can't do anything to get the lead, when we duck that, because he can't overtake the queen with the jack. So he's just got to play a small one. And we've now got the 9 tricks we need for our contract. We've got 2 diamond tricks. I mean, East's got the lead, but they need a spade or a heart. Imagine they need a heart. Then we've got our 2 diamond tricks and our 2 top spade tricks. They probably counted all the hearts are gone. And we made our contract. So here's another example of declarer play ducking. So a lot of thinking in that, but it left us with an interesting thing that we could potentially discover as a defender. So here's the same hand, but I've rotated it around. So we're south now is the defending hand, and it's actually west who's going to be the declarer. Same hand. Okay. And hang on, that wasn't the same hand. There we go. Okay, so we're playing this in 3 no trumps. I haven't actually put the, oh, there it goes. Yeah, just a bit slow coming up. Okay, so partner leads the club. We took our ace. You remember this is what happened, but rotated 90 degrees. I think declarer discarded a heart, that's right. And then we led a club back to our partner. I think declarer discarded another heart. And then partner cleared the club suit. And declarer discarded a spade from the dummy. And we have the opportunity to discard now. Now remember, in this situation, I asked you what East should discard, and that's us now in South seat. You know, do we discard a heart or a spade? Any other suggestions about what we should discard here? Remember, we know our expert declarer is going to make it. Do you remember how they made this contract? They made it by playing on diamonds and ducking when we played the queen. So I've given you a little clue there. I think Andrew's got the idea. Very good, Andrew. You've thought it through. Any other answers? Or would you agree with Pauline, or oh no, it's only Andrew. There we are. It certainly gets you thinking, doesn't it? Just waiting for other people to have a bit of a think and a response. Okay. Oh, well, at least Pauline can see it. And Browns, and yeah, that's right. Very good. Okay, let's have a little look at this. So I'll attempt to explain it. So, I mean, while declarer is going to win this trick, we have the opportunity to get rid of the card that declarer is able to duck to ensure that our partner didn't get the lead. But if we get rid of that queen of diamonds now, then there's nothing declarer can do to prevent our partner getting in with the jack of diamonds, because the third round of diamonds will be won with the jack, and at that stage, they will be able to cash their 8 of clubs to get 5 tricks and defeat the contract. So Andrew is 100% right. If we get rid of this queen of diamonds now, it was an opportunity that wasn't evidenced before. And you know, if you haven't seen this before, it's not surprising. It's pretty tricky. But you get rid of the queen of diamonds, and declarer's got no way of making the 9 tricks they need in their contract without losing a diamond. And this time, when they lose a diamond, it's going to be your partner that wins it, not you, because you've got rid of that queen that declarer was able to duck when you played it. So your partner's going to win the third round of diamonds, or an earlier round of diamonds, and cash your 8 of clubs. So it doesn't really matter how declarer plays it from here, they're not going to succeed. So they won the jack of clubs. They might, let's say they thought maybe there's a queen jack doubleton of diamonds. I don't know. They could play that. And then they might cross to the dummy. Just trying to figure out some way of making it. And then need another diamond. But when I show out on the diamonds, they know their contract is sunk, because once they lose to the jack of diamonds, partner's going to cash the 8 of clubs. So they've got no way of avoiding that diamond loser. And then North in this picture can cash that 8 of clubs, and the contract is defeated. Just playing it out, just to show you the end result, minus 50. Right, that's a very good question there, Linda, and I will attempt to explain it. So just go back to, maybe go back to the beginning of his hand. So there we go. And I'll just put in the lead. So I'll just play the first few tricks again, because it'll be the point at which we can see clearly the answer to the question that Linda asked, which is a really good question. So when we played the 4 of clubs and our partner took the king of clubs, remember we played the ace and queen of clubs, and partner's taken the king. So let's just hide the east-west hands and look at it from a perspective of a defender who can't see all 4 hands. So we had this hand, plus we had the ace queen of clubs. So that was, how many points did we have in our hand to start with? How many high card points do we have in our hand to start with? We had the ace queen of clubs, and in addition to all of these points you can see now. That's right, we had 12 points. And how many did we know partner had at this point? At least. We're looking at it. It was a weak no trump they were playing, by the way. I should have mentioned that, but I guess you should, a lot of you playing ACOL, so you know that. So it's a 12 to 14 no trump that West opened. And we can see 15 points from, well, we had 12 and partner's got 3, so we had 15 points. Now you notice that there's only 12 in the dummy, but if declarer's got at least 12 to 14, that leaves room for only 1 point in our partner's hand. We know the partner can't have any points in hearts, and we know they must have the ace of spades, and we know we've seen them play the king of clubs. So if West had opened a 12.1 no trump, and East, with it, had landed in 3 no trumps with 12 points, which is what they've got, then there's only room for up to one more point in our partner's hand. We know it's not in hearts because we can see all the heart points. We know that West must have the ace of spades, so our partner can't have any points in spades because we can see all the spade points if we know that West must have the ace. They must have the ace for their 1 no trump opening, otherwise they can't have enough points. We know they must have the ace king of diamonds to make up their 12 points, but they might not have the jack of diamonds. If declarer has got the jack of diamonds and has got 13 points in addition to their ace of spades and their jack of clubs, we know that they're going to make their 9 tricks because our queen of diamonds is going to drop and they'll make ace king jack of diamonds. So our queen of diamonds can never be of any value to us. But if we get rid of it by unblocking on the next trick, it's just a slight chance the partner has the jack of diamonds, and that's the only chance we can take to defeat the contract. So does that make sense? I hope that answered the question. So we can work out that really the only way we could ever defeat this contract is if our partner's got the jack of diamonds and we unblock the queen on the next trick. So when you play the next club, now's the time to play that queen of diamonds to create the entry for our partner's jack. Yeah, so it's kind of a chance, but if declarer had the jack of diamonds, that's a good point, Pauline, but it's, Patricia, sorry. I just misread the name. But if declarer's got ace king jack of diamonds, our cause is sunk anyway. So the only possibility we've got that will defeat the contract is if partner's got that jack of diamonds. So we should play for that chance. That's right, Andrew. We hope they've got it, and it's no cost if they don't. So there's a lot of counting in that, but if you get to the right conclusion, you're making an expert play. Hope it's useful. It's quite a interesting hand, somewhat challenging. Ready for something else? Oh, we're nearly at time, aren't we? I suppose that's I suppose we should wrap it up. Here's another example of ducking. I'll just mention it. So playing in 4 spades here. Oh, sorry. If I ever get to do another thing, I could go on to this hand. But here's another example of ducking. When declarer leads a spade to the king, it's important for East not to take the ace because it solves a guess for declarer or creates an opportunity for declarer to go wrong. I'll explain it next time we have a chance. I don't know. I should ask Bajir if we can do another hand. I'll just explain it briefly. So if you go spade to the king, if East takes the ace, then declarer's got no option to make their contract other than to finesse the jack the next time round. But when South's drawing trumps here and they play a spade to the king, and if East smoothly ducks in tempo, then the next time they get the lead, they might lead a spade to the queen, and it will die under the ace, and jack will become an extra trick, and you defeat the contract. So smoothly ducking in that situation is a very good defensive play because you're together with the heart loser that you've inevitably got and the diamond loser. You can defeat the contract if declarer gets the guess of the spades wrong. And the best way of making declarer guess the spades wrong is when declarer leads a spade to the king, you don't take the ace. you just duck. Because now they form the impression that maybe you don't have the ace. Thank you very much. It's been a great pleasure.
Thank you so much, Alan. Thank you, everyone, especially folks with us here live. Alan, 2 for 2. That was just very challenging, a lot of fun, really, really helpful. I know I'll be coming back, especially to this lesson to review some of the more tricky things. So other folks out there who, you know, if you need to come back, these recordings will be there for you for at least a year, along with the lesson slides, which you can download. And you can also review many of the hands that were covered in these 2 lessons. Alan, that was great. Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah, I like the comments people made. It's been really refreshing, and it's rewarding doing this when I get such positive feedback. It's really great.
Good. That is so many wonderful questions. That question from Linda made me think I should ring you up, Alan, and I could ask that on Linda and all of our behalf. We could do another YouTube video together. Just so cool seeing you unpack that for us.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so we're wrapping up these 2 special lessons. I know I would love to have you back sometime to teach some more. Folks with us live and folks watching by replay, let us know what topics you'd like. You know, maybe we could ask Alan to come back for any special requested topics. You could leave it in the live chat or just email me, hello@learnbridgeonline.com. Reply to any of the emails about these lessons. Let us know what you thought of the lessons. Let us know any requests for future topics. Alan, yeah, I know I won't put you in the hot seat now, but let's start thinking. We got to get you back.
Well, that sounds great. I love doing these. Yeah, I would really love to be able to do some more. And there's a whole lot of topics I could cover, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, yeah, these
and you know, well, there's also if people want special bidding topics, so we can cover those too. But anyway, I'm very pleased to go through these card play examples. So it's so exciting to see the opportunity to make good defensive decisions, and it makes such a difference. You're defending twice as often as you're declaring, and if you defend well, you know, it makes the biggest difference you can to your overall results.
Well, I can't wait for the next chance to have you back with us in the classroom. And yeah, Alan, expect my call. I'll call back and we'll do a YouTube video ASAP. Yeah, this was just a lot of fun. It's a real honor having you teach here at LearnBridge Online with your reputation as both a player and a teacher, but especially to be able to learn from you. Yeah, that was just wonderful. So thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
These wonderful comments. Thank you all. Everyone in the class, you all did great as well. Thank you guys for your questions, your answers, for being here. Until next time, thanks so much.
Bye.